When I became a model, it's not like the world that you see now with like red carpets and fashion shows. It wasn't like that. It was like I was a little kid.
I mean, I think of it almost like this spaceship thing where, you know, it comes down and sucks you out of your small town and drops you in New York City.
It's pretty much, yeah.
Like, it's a different world. So
it was so cool, though. I'm so grateful because it got me out of a situation where I would have probably gotten into trouble. Because,
how so?
Well, because I was like living in my own little world and like bored and didn't know what to do with myself and didn't have like a thing that was mine I was passionate about. I didn't have like a place to direct my energy. When you're a teenager and it's coming time, you have to like choose where you want to go to college and choose what you want to do for the rest of your life. And if you don't know, I think that can be a really scary, dangerous place to be.
When you were going to New York and you were in high school,
yeah,
would you travel there alone?
Yeah, so I would take
was it a train or was it a plane?
Oh,
you would take a bus to New
York?
Yep,
I was taking the bus, the Railway's bus. They left at like 5 in the morning. Could get there. It depended on the route, but I could get there in about 3 hours to Port Authority.
That must be a little bit crazy.
Yeah,
like,
totally
you're 15,
crazy.
You're on a bus.
Yeah.
And you're just showing up in Port Authority.
Yeah, ready to go to my modeling job.
Wow.
One time the Port Authority, I don't know if it was like the police or whatever, they stopped me. They thought I was a runaway.
Really?
I was like, no, really, I'm just here for work. They'd like call my parents and it was all this shit.
And then would you stay in New York? Like, would they put you up and?
Yes. So if I had to stay over, I would stay at the model's apartment. Okay. But more often than not, like when I was still in high school, I would go up for the day and come back at night. So that's like 6 hours traveling.
Yeah, but even crazier is like, all your friends are in high school.
Yeah.
And they're studying for their geometry test or whatever, and you're in a model's apartment in New York.
Yeah.
Like, did it change your perspective immediately on your high school?
Yeah. So I think it was the summer, maybe before 11th grade, or maybe 10th, I'm not sure. I was sent to Japan.
Oh, really?
I lived by myself with one other girl in an apartment. I had like really fancy dinners and sushi and went to nightclubs and was working. Right. I went to go-sees every day, and if I wasn't doing go-sees, I had a job and I had my little map and I got there by myself, and I had to grow up so fast.
I can imagine.
Then going back and like, oh, now I'm just like not really an adult anymore. I was for 3 months and now I'm going back to school.
You had a funny quote, I think it was a podcast, and you said that modeling taught you resilience because you just get shit on so often.
Yeah, I think everything prepares you for what's coming next. Yeah. And modeling for sure made me have thick skin and not take things personally. You're reduced to like how you look. And it would be like, oh, her thighs, whatever. Their thighs could be a little thinner for runway. Okay, well that's work, that's business stuff. I'm never like, oh, they don't like me. Like, right. I was exposed so young, it was just like a part of it. I didn't show up and was like, oh, this really hurts my feelings. I just showed up like, oh, that's how it is? Okay. Right. I was kind of rolling with it and growing along with it. Yeah. But it made me have a great work ethic. It made me take everything really seriously, work hard. Also, I got audited when I was 18 years old. So you did? Yeah. So I had to learn about money and learn how to like taxes. A kid. Yeah, well, it was like a year that they were just kind of cracking down on like people that got 1099s in New York. Right. And what happens is like the agency pays you your check after like they take out all their expenses for all your pictures and all your books and your model's apartment, and then you get like nothing. You get $20. No shit. Yeah. You get nothing, and you're like, well, your 1099 says you made this much. And so I got audited. It was fine, nothing bad happened, but I was like, oh my God. So I had to get in there and like understand and sit with an accountant and like figure out what was going on, and I didn't know anything at that time. I'm a kid. So it taught me a lot about like taxes, boring stuff. Yeah, but it sounds like you created your own life lessons. Like, yeah. It doesn't sound like you had parents that sat you down and said, here's how you do your taxes. Nobody told me. You just ran into it. Yeah, exactly. So, and at the time it was so scary. But I'm so grateful, I don't have a business manager. I do everything myself. Did you have money as a kid growing up? Fuck no, not even close. I think if you don't have money, you never sit your kids down and teach them how to manage money. Exactly. Which is sort of counterintuitive. Like, it seems like that would be a good thing to do. Right. Well, I did learn valuable lessons like waste not, want not. Yeah. We don't have like, there's not a whole bunch of this. And every penny saved, is a penny earned. And I really understood the value of working hard and to have money to buy if you want to buy things. I didn't get handed anything But you know, I always had a fear that when I got to New York, if I ran out of money, I would be so screwed. I would be on the side of the road. There was nobody to help me.
You couldn't call home and say,
no, I can't call home and ask for anything. They don't have it, you know? There was nobody that I could have called if I got into trouble. So the option was, don't get into trouble.